Hello and welcome to a brand new season of Melbourne 22. I'm Aaron McCarthy and this is Yasmin Bushby.
On tonight's show we have hip-hop artist JamieP, Shop to Local Businesses Drop, a look into the impact of online retail, and we put on our dancing shoes to find out why so many people across Melbourne are turning to dance.
All that and more coming right up.
Welcome to episode 1, season 2 of Melbourne 22, made by students of the Advanced Diploma of Screen and Media here at NMIT. Over the next 18 weeks, we'll be tackling a range of issues that affect you, the Melbourne public.
From footy to food to Footscray, we'll be discussing the stories that are relevant to you. And of course, we welcome your thoughts and feedback at any time. So for those of you that are into your social media, get in touch at the addresses below.
But first tonight, we all love a bargain, right? For a number of years, overseas online retailers such as Amazon and eBay have been providing some of those pretty good bargains, with prices at a fraction of their in-store cost.
But have you ever thought what spending online is doing to your local store owner? Scott Reed has, and he did this to prove it.
Australians love to shop, especially Melburnians. Millions of us are now going online for retail therapy. Recent figures published by the NAB show that Aussie online shoppers spend over $11 billion a year, which equates to an average of $500 each. And according to new research by PricewaterhouseCoopers, online spending is set to increase to more than $21 billion by 2015. So, big and small retailers are facing more competition than ever. Online shops are said to have an advantage, as they are able to provide lower prices, a greater product range, and the ability to shop wherever, whenever. And as mobile technology becomes a bigger part of our daily lives, it's also starting to influence our shopping habits. Early this year, high street chain Sportsgirl introduced Melbourne's first virtual shop. As interactivity increases and mobile technology develops, what is the future for the humble, locally produced independent store?
To discuss this further, we have Joanne Kellock, CEO of TFIA, the Council of Textile and Fashion Industries of Australia, and Russell Zimmerman, CEO of the Australian Retailers Association. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks, Jessie.
Russell, are overseas online retailers such a big problem for local industry?
Well, look, obviously the threshold that is in Australia at the moment is $1,000, and retailers that are placed overseas can send their goods into Australia and they don't have to pay the duties, or the consumer doesn't have to pay the duty and the GST. So at the moment it's an unlevel playing field. If the playing field was more level, then the opportunities for retailers to make sure that they can be in that space, be competitive, would be far greater and be a more equal playing field.
So what do you think Melburnians should shop local?
Well, firstly, most of us, when we started our working life, generally a lot of us have started in the retail industry, somewhere or other, be it at a checkout, be it in a fashion store, somewhere, hardware store, doesn't matter where, but we've generally started in retail. If we don't keep those jobs, and if those businesses go out of business, then those jobs for young people won't be there. Now, you don't have to stay in retail. You might become a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, but what it does do, it gives you those skills to first start communicating with people at a level, and that's where it happens at retail.
Joanne, can you tell me what's being done to help local businesses?
Well, it's a very difficult and competitive environment at the moment, and so when we look at the statistics, there were 1.2 billion units. It was a record year last year imported into this country. That's just of apparel, for an average FOB price of $4.06. So you try competing in that market, and we don't see a lot of support for the local industry at all, not at macro level or at the micro level, where we could give them lots of support, but it's just the frameworks aren't set in the right way. And it's everything from what Russell was saying about the GST free to all issues around standards, product safety, IP, copyright, for protecting designs. the full gamut. The levers aren't just set right at the moment.
So I guess online shoppers are getting a bargain. How do you combat this?
Well, as with everything, I think it's about balance, and we look at trends rather than snapshots. We look to see what the trend is happening, and I think this is being put in the too hard basket because consumers are voters and the politicians are just not going to move in the space when it's going to affect their votes. And the longer we leave it, the harder the problem's going to get. Like, it's not going to go away, the trend is going to escalate. And when GST revenues start to impact on Treasury figures and budgets, then we might see some action. But we won't see anything before then, I don't think, unfortunately.
What can we say to cash-strapped students and mums and dads who can find things cheaper online? How do we get them to go to their local retailers?
I can give you an honest opinion on that because I've got a 26-year-old and a 28-year-old who've got way too many clothes, right? And I think in the sustainability area that we can no longer just look at our clothing as a disposable item. I'm not a supporter of the faster, cheaper, easier model. I'm a supporter of, you look at most people's wardrobes, how many pieces of clothing do you think you've got in your wardrobe at home? Would you like to take a guess?
I'd probably win, I reckon.
Exactly. So do we need something new for every day of the week for the entire year? I mean, come on. I'd like to see us start to appreciate and value our clothing. Clothing's really important. It plays a really big role in our lives.
I mean, vintage stores are really taking off now, so do you want to see more of that?
Well, yes and no, because we also know we have problems with dumped product. And the mound at the back end of the supply chain is growing. You've got vintage, recycled, discounted. That's a business model now in the DFOs. So that mound is growing. And unfortunately, it's putting a lot of price pressure on the front end of the supply chain, where I'd like to see design, more emphasis on design, designing for all sorts of reasons, supporting the young Australian designers who are doing some brilliant stuff. So I'm saying less, not more. Look at margins and consider your clothing.
Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for, and thank you so much for coming to the studio today. Time for a break now, but when we return, we'll be talking with hip-hop artist JamieP.
And we'll also be talking with Dr. Katrina Rank to find out why more and more people are taking to dance. See you after these short messages. You're watching Melbourne 22.
Welcome back to Melbourne 22. Don't forget, if you've liked anything you've seen so far, check us out on Facebook and Twitter and send us a message. Starting today, each week we're going to put you, the public, on the spot. This week's on the spot question is, what is your favourite movie?
I think my favourite movie is probably Into the Wild.
The Warrior, favourite film. It's just amazing in all areas.
My favourite movie is Before Sunrise.
The Shawshank Redemption.
My favourite movie is Titanic. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Finding Nemo.
My favourite movie is The Breakfast Club.
Our favourite movie is The Lion King.
I don't know about you, Yaz, but there is nothing I like more than on a Saturday night donning some spandex leggings, a tight white singlet and reenacting the final scene from Flashdance.
Woohoo! Can't wait to see that.
Stand back, ladies.
Joining us now from AusDance Victoria to help us find out why more and more Melburnians are hitting the dance floor every night is Dr. Katrina Rank. Welcome to the show, Katrina.
Thank you.
Now, we've just heard that dance appears to be having a renaissance in recent years. Why do you think that might be?
I think it's because of all the shows that have been on television. That's one of the main reasons, I think. I mean, dance has always been very popular. Always. It's been around since forever. But with these new shows, with Dancing with the Stars, So You Think You Can Dance, more and more people are seeing dance and more people are wanting to join in.
So what role does AusDance play in promoting dance in the Melbourne area?
Well, we support all the artists, and we try and promote the schools, and we try and help people get the message out there about dance and education and dance is an art form.
When you say you support the artists, what sort of support are you giving the artists out there?
Some of the support we give them is really practical advice, like how to apply for a grant, where to go if you've got questions about copyright. We often work with artists that are coming into the state, say Netherlands Dance Theatre, and arrange with them to get workshops going so that independent artists can join in. So we try and find opportunities. We're very opportunistic.
What, other than getting fit, what other benefits are there of dancing?
One of the things that's really interesting me about the research that's coming out at the moment is that dance is one of the activities that you can do to offset the risk of dementia.
Great, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. But not only that, but it connects people socially. Because you can get fit in a gym, but you might not actually connect with anybody else. But dance, you have to think about other people in the room. What else does it do?
Well, there seems to be a lot of street art buskers and street dancing and all that sort of thing taking off. You're getting YouTube videos coming out of it, all that sort of stuff. There's a regular group on Swanson Street at the moment. You've got Spandy Andy, who's becoming a bit of an icon around the place. How do you think this benefits the industry?
I don't know if it actually benefits the industry.
Or is this cool?
I think I know the guys that you're talking about on Swanson Street. I think I saw them last Sunday. Three guys. Why
do you think this is all emerging like this?
Well, people want an audience. Dance is about dancing for someone. So you dance in a group, you dance for someone to appreciate. So, and those people on the street are busking, so they actually want cash. But other people who are doing flash mobs, it's about sharing the energy, sharing the love of dance, getting people excited about it. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing that there's lots to see and it's very vibrant.
Traditionally over the years I've always noticed that men don't get involved in dance as much as women. I don't know about you, maybe you're an exception to the rule, but have you noticed, I have noticed, more men getting much more involved in dance?
Yeah, especially with hip-hop, particularly with hip-hop. It's so cool. What we're doing is we're noticing a big increase in enrolments in school, so that a lot of the students doing year 9, 10, 11, 12 dance, a lot of them are boys. And particularly if they can start with hip-hop, then they start to take an interest in some of the other areas of dance. Yeah, no, it's a terrific thing.
We've also noticed there's a big group of people who are taking their wedding dance to the extreme and choreographing it, and it looks amazing. What are your thoughts on people doing that?
Go for it. Yeah, do anything that's creative, that sparks other people to see you in a different way. Yeah, challenge yourself. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that maybe it gets a bit over-competitive, but apart from that, I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Great. Well, we actually have a short video of one of those wedding dances. Let's have a look.
Well, Katrina, there's, as you can see, a massive re-emergence of dance. It's awesome. How do people get involved if they want to?
Well, one of the things they can do is they can go to our website. We've got a dance directory on that, and they can go and they can plug in their suburb and what sort of dance schools come up, or they can put in a style and they can find who offers that style. We don't have every opportunity in that dance directory, but it's a good place to start. They can call us at AusDance, and they can look in the yellow pages online, all of those different places. There are lots of opportunities, so I think that people should try, yeah.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on the show, Katrina. Don't forget, if you want to find out more information about this or any of our stories tonight, head to our Facebook or Twitter, the details of which are below.
Coming up after the break, we have Smiles for Miles founder Meti Fenwick and hip-hop artist JamieP with a heartwarming tale of collaboration.
Hi, I'm Aaron McCarthy.
And I'm Yasmin Bushby.
Welcome back to Melbourne 22. We're now joined on the couch by Smiles for Miles founder Meti Fenwick-Nevin and hip-hop artist JamieP. Hi guys, most of our viewers are probably thinking, what an odd combination. Jamie, can you explain why you guys are both here?
Well, we're involved with the Smiles for Miles group, which is a non-for-profit organisation that supports the Angels Children's Home in Ethiopia.
Meti, can you tell me what inspired you to get involved with Smiles for Miles?
Well, it was actually inspired from my trip back to Ethiopia. I was about 12 years old and I saw the poverty and the inequality that was going on there, and I bought some books and things like that for the children there, and the gratitude and the appreciation that they expressed was just inspiring. So I knew I had to do something, came back here and decided to do something about it, yeah.
Good on you.
Now, I understand that you've held many interesting benefits. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Yeah, well, one of our most successful was the one held last year in August. We did a fundraiser with the support of the Ethiopian community and also the Rotary clubs in the area. We were able to raise about $12,000 for the charity there, and that was because of the donations and the volunteers that were involved. So that was great because everything was donated on the night. The performances Jamie performed, the food, everything provided on the night was donated, so all the profit went straight to the organisation, which we're happy we could do that, yeah.
So Jamie, what was the song that you performed?
Okay, so, well, originally the way it all worked out was I knew Meti. I've known Meti for quite a while, and she was a fan of a song that I did called Lucy's Song. And she approached me and the guys from Ruckus Entertainment to get involved with the benefit dinner and perform there. And when she told me more about the organisation and the Angels Children's Home, I just felt like performing it wasn't enough. So I said to her, why don't I write an original song and I'll, not only perform it on the night, but I'll also, donate it and put it online and sell it, and whatever profits, are made from the song will be donated directly to the Angels Children's Home.
So, Meti, do you have any plans to go back overseas to see how much of an impact that your work has had?
Well, I'd love to, definitely. The expense is increasing at the moment, but that's definitely the plan. But we're based here in Melbourne, so what Smiles for Miles is committed to doing now is sort of forming alliances with organisations that are already set up in Ethiopia and being able to hold fundraisers and things like that here and then sending the money over. But personally, I'd love to go. It's my home country. I'd love to go back, definitely, yeah. But there has been a lot of improvement in Ethiopia especially, so I'd love to see that for myself, yes.
Tell us how much you've made so far.
So we've made $12,000 from last year's fundraiser, and we're also planning to hold one this year as well, and aiming to raise even more. So because now our name is out there and a lot more support is coming in, so hopefully we can hold a bigger one.
I love this story. For $12,000, tell us how much. Tell us what it can do in Ethiopia, because I think that would go quite far.
It does. It does. So about $10,000 can pretty much support the orphanage for about half a year, which is 20
boys in that orphanage as well. And some of the kids at that orphanage, like, part of the story that really touched me was some of the kids at that orphanage are kids with disabilities, HIV positive. I mean, the kids that other orphanages don't really want to touch because realistically they may not be adopted. So orphanages like this, they provide education and life skills for these kids to be able to make it in Ethiopia.
It sounds like an absolutely fantastic project, and unfortunately that's all the time that we're going to have. So what can everybody do at home if they want to get involved and help out?
Yeah, please go on our website or our Facebook, so just type in Smiles for Miles and you'll find us, and we'll have updates on upcoming events.
And also JamieP.com.au, that has information on how you can download the song, how you can further support the Smiles for Miles organisation, and keeps you updated on all the events that we're going to be doing in the future.
Meti, Jamie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having
us.
JamieP and Francoise D'Argent are going to play us out tonight with their song Smiles for Miles. But before they do, don't forget to tune in next week when we look at the rise of vinyl records and comic books.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Until next week, here is JamieP featuring Francoise D'Argent with Smiles for Miles. Thanks again for watching.
I met a child with the soul of a man within his wisdom. So many stories to tell, but do we listen? Trapped in this rat race, fast-paced life. Well, money's what we living for, but money has a price. We be selling our souls, selling us goals, of frivolous things, blood, diamonds, and gold. It's time to stop. Think about the blood, sweat, and tears. By a smile of a child, wipe the smile from the peers. Stop zoning out, playing PlayStation. Think about the nations, a lack of vegetation. Life ain't a game, every day ain't the same. Gotta help where we can. Repaint your brain. I was born with a mother, but my brother without. How would you feel on your own with no food for your mouth? Your lips get dry, bring water for a while. A little generosity, smiles for miles.
Through the eyes of a child, turn the tears into smiles. We need change, don't waste your time. Oh, through the eyes of a child.
Yo, I got a dream like MLK, so is you listening? Gotta play a role if we gonna make a difference. Future that we build, filled within our children. Agreements, poverty, and poverty's about to kill again. Smoking like a barrel could be finishing. Time to search for peace like a Muslim or a Christian. But it ain't religion, it's plaguing on our ignorance. The devil's in our pockets, so our money's just diminishing. Every time we see a Louis bag, it's like we sin again. Living out our wallet while these kids just wanna live again. Smallest good deeds, bring smiles, and that's my mission. Open up your eyes, take your time and make your kids again. Concentrated energy, just like we on Ritalin. If only we were mimicking the wisdom of these little men. Appreciate the simple things in life through the innocence and help where we can. Yo, our help is so significant.
Through the eyes of a child, turn the tears into smiles. We need change, don't waste your time. Oh, through the eyes of a child. Through the eyes of a child, turn the tears into smiles. We need change, don't waste your time. Oh, through the eyes of a child. Time to open up your eyes. Time to wake and realize. Oh, time to open up your eyes. Through the eyes of a child. Through the eyes of a child. Turn the tears into smiles. We need change, don't waste your time. Oh, through the eyes of a child.